So we have the Sea Flinker. As a heavy fighter fan, I kind of just feel like it's necessary to eventually collect them all. You know, interceptors and heavy fighters are my favorites in the game, and I do eventually want to get to a point where I do have all the aircraft, but especially get all of the heavies and interceptors first. So this is, I think, the second to last heavy fighter on my list to get. That's currently in the game. So let's unlock the Sea Flinker. SU-33. So the Sea Flanker, it features basically the same loadout as the 106 in terms of what it has for its medium range missiles, but in addition it has those two short range heat seekers, and its cannon, I'm not sure about the 106, we'll have to check that out, but the cannon has medium armor piercing as well, so the damage doesn't seem very high, but that medium armor piercing is going to help it out, kind of making it into an attacker hunter. Yeah, so first off, let's see what skins we get. So we got a real life squadron skin, and currently just the two mastery skins. Ooh, it does look good in that black, I've got to admit that. Let's jump right in here. Sorry, just moving the mic. Alright, let's focus. Somebody's already targeting me. So it seems like these mediums have pretty solid range and kind of let you get some sniping in, essentially. We're going to waste that first missile because our ally got to him first. Once again, our allies are finishing these guys off. Pursue the frog, but let's see if this really is an attacker hunter. I mean, we are just the assist machine in this thing. I'm not quite able to finish people off the way I'd like to. Another assist. Is this the Sea Flanker or the Assist Flanker? Man, we are able to take a lot of health off of them very quickly, but not quite enough. Kind of use momentum. Carry us around to this health. And then we do need to go get that reload. Get more munitions back. But we're up 18-4, so I'm not complaining too much. There is a reason that this plane was one of the last planes, or I should say last heavy planes on my list to get, because it just didn't stand out like the other ones do. Right now, it suffers from what the 106 and the Eagle used to have, which is it can only put one of those missiles in the air at a time, so you can't really spam and overwhelm enemies with that 5 assists. So that's, first match. So We're talking these guys were either all bots or mostly bots. Yeah, it appears all bots. So an all bot match, and we were only able to get 3 kills and 5 assists. And I'm usually pretty solid when it comes to heavy fighters. I know I'm not, great at this game overall, but I'm usually pretty solid with a heavy fighter, especially at the low level. So a little concerning, but we're gonna try it again. Give it the benefit of the doubt here. Now we understand the plane a little bit better. Let's see what we can really do with this thing. Get the air brake. We don't want to be necessarily first into the fight. Starting off with an assist. And another assist. Take out the F1 with the cannon. We're good at keeping the plane in that ideal turn rate indicator. It's got a good amount of thrust to be able to do that, so that is nice. See if we can scare this aardvark. Yeah. I mean, these are just bots, so they're not flying as smart as they could be. Which, I mean, is good. I'm glad the game does that, lets you fly against these low-level bots in the beginning. In these low-level matches, you are just going to find these guys or other people in new low-level planes. And that's kind of good to practice. Yeah, if that was a smart player right there, he would have already been spamming rockets at me. Yeah, this kind of practice is good. Lets you learn the aircraft. Oh, he got me around that. That's why I didn't flare, because I thought I could get around. So let's kill here. Ooh. That didn't count, because we won. Yeah, so this is definitely a plane that I think is in need of a bit of a buff. So yeah, we understand the plane better now, and I did much better, 9, 0, and 3. But like I was saying earlier, the 106 now has the ability to put multiple manuals in the air at a time. Same thing with the Eagle; it can put multiple manuals in the air at a time. I'm not saying do that with this jet, right? Because that allows those planes to stand out. So if you're gonna only make these missiles fire one at a time, they need to hit a little bit harder. I would suggest maybe either A, upping the damage on each of these manuals, or B, and perhaps the better choice is increase the turn rate of these manuals. Let's see what they are actually. Increase the turn rate there, so it's only a 15 degree per second turn rate. I would jump that up to like 19, and then jump that up to 19, and then increase the speed slightly by like 20%, and then you could keep the damage the same but still justify having a plane that only puts one in the air at a time. That would make it a real hard to dodge type missile, and that might be this aircraft's niche specialty in the future. I'm not part of the dev team. Obviously, Starform doesn't, listen to me when I suggest changes, any more than they would listen to a normal person. But I am planning on probably bringing that up in the Discord, making the suggestion there if somebody hasn't already done it. Because it does need a little bit of something. It's not a terrible jet by any means. Still got good solid speed there with 870. You know, the acceleration's not bad. That turn rate's not great, but it's a heavy fighter, so you know sometimes you're willing to sacrifice turn rate for firepower, and it does have good firepower. It's just, yeah, right now you can't utilize it the way you utilize a lot of other heavies. A lot of the other heavies make good missile spammers, where you could overwhelm your enemy. And this is definitely not that type of aircraft, so it's in a little bit of a weird spot right now. Doesn't mean it's bad, just it does need a little bit of tweaking. I would say this airplane's probably like a step and a half below where it should be. So if this is one of the aircraft that's on your list to get, maybe unlock some of the other ones in the hangar first. Yeah, I feel like I just, gotta be brutally honest about it. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not, I don't think it's going to be anybody's favorite plane as it is right now. Hopefully one of the next few updates will address it and make some tweaks and make this a fun plane to fly. As always, I'm Ghostberry TV. Fly fast, fly hard, and I'll see you guys in the skies.